Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from Championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws. Out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20. Breaks free to the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40 midfield. 40 30 in the coast. 20 15 Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
Bam! What up? What up? What up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this TGI Mickey Ficky Friday. It's the weekend, baby. And I'm your boy, the SuperBack Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. Listen, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. Now, if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning. Go to that Facebook page, like that page as well. So not only are you following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be following Shawn and Maya in the morning. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real. For real? All right, listen, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button. I'm sorry, click the subscribe button. Excuse me. All right. Also, click the notification button. That is a button that's right next to it. Okay, that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. You get it? Got it? Good. All right. If you're watching this on our mobile app, wait, you didn't know we had a mobile app? What are you doing? What are you doing? Listen, download this. Download the mobile app. It can take us with you on to go. So it doesn't matter where you get your apps from, whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy's, Montgomery Ward, Venture, Woolworths, wherever you get them from. You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it, you take us with you on to go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew, and I mean a slew of articles, thanks to my man Clarence Council the Third. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. And if you're watching this on our Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. Yay. That's what I'm talking about. If you have a Roku television in the house, do us a favor. Por favor, download Sports Zone Chicago's channel right to your Roku television. Okay, download. You know how to download channels? All right, put it right next to Netflix, Hulu, Apple Plus, Prime, Max Plus, or it's just Max, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, Stars, Showtime. All right, you've done those. Download this. And you know what? Do us a favor, download it to all of the television, the Roku televisions that you have in house. Where you got 3, 4, 5, and even if it's the kids' room, where they just watch Barney and Teletubbies or whatever the hell they watch nowadays. I don't know. What are you doing? Who is this? Who the heck is this? Paging me at 5906 in the morning, the crack of dawn, and now I'm yawning. I wiped the coal out my eye. Sorry, all my Biggie fans. I'm fired up. I had a great morning this morning, and it's going to be a phenomenal show. So do us a favor. Download Sports Zone Chicago's channel to your Roku device. All right. Now, you can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter. can follow us on Instagram. At Instagram, we're at Sports Zone Chicago. Facebook, we're at Sports Zone Chicago. Okay. Now, if you want to follow me, just me, personally online, you want to know what I did? Well, let me tell you what I did. You want to know what I did? Well, here's what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. If you want to follow my lovely co-host, Maya Akai, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter at the Sports Chica. If you want to follow her on Instagram, because you're an IG and you do it just for the gram, we'll just follow her at Maya_Akai. It's MAYA_AKAI. Man, we have a phenomenal show, but I need you to get interactive with us today. Listen. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, whether it's our mobile app, do us a favor. Leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll talk about it. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And you know what? That's what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around is you. All right, so bring them all, baby. Bring it all, baby. Your questions, comments, smart-ass remarks. Ain't nobody scared over here. Like The Rock says, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. See who we got in the chat line. Who we got in the chat line? See who we got in the text line. Cornelius Squall's in the house. What up, Cornelius? That's what I'm talking about. My man Brian Hendren in the Mickey Ficky house. My boy Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. He's in the house. What's up, Papa? Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. Brandon Schutz in the Mickey Ficky house. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh, Charlie Patty Lara in this joker. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Yeah. Lavette Lee, she's in the Mickey Ficky house. Good morning, Ma. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Man, listen. Woo, we got it jumping already. But listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects are going to check in as the show goes on. That I can guarantee you. We have a phenomenal show, man. At 10 o'clock, we have our man, Bears beat writer for the Bigs. All right. Herb Howard's going to join us talking Bears football as we preview the Bear game in Detroit this Sunday. And then at 10:30, we're going to go behind enemy lines. My man, Dennis Fithian, former host of 97.1 in Detroit. We're going to talk to him. Who do the Bears, how are they feeling? The Lions. How is the city of Detroit feeling about this game? All right. Talk to him about David Montgomery. So we got a lot to talk about, baby. We have a strong show, and I am fired the freak up. And what I'm really fired up about, all right, we're gonna is a buddy. Okay. We're gonna add, we're gonna change up a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm gonna have a little company. All right. On days that he can, on days he's able, we want to have someone to talk to. We're gonna add a little something to our top of the morning segment. Okay. Should be fun. I think you'll like it. Should be fun. I am. I'm telling you, ever since I went back and got the tea, the honey from Costco. That's where I get my honey from. Costco. Man, it is. This tea is amazing. It's amazing. I'm telling you, you got to put the way I make it. It's green tea, but I also throw in some moringa in there and some soursop. You're like, what the hell is that? Trust me. Look up moringa and look up soursop. SOURSOP. Yeah. And all the health benefits that it has with green tea. Then I'll throw some honey in there for some natural sugar. I'm telling you, best. I can sell that for $3, $4. Anyway. Where was I? Oh. So I am top of the morning is good. We're going to add a little something. I burned my finger a little bit this morning. Damn, that hurts. You're not gonna believe this. I'm making my tea, and I had left the spatula. So I was making hamburgers 2 days ago. Last night, yes, no, 2 days ago. I was making hamburgers, and I had left the spatula over in the middle of the stove, on the stovetop. You know, it's on a little wooden plank that I had there. But I put the water on to warm my tea, and apparently I bumped the thing, and the rubber handle, was over by the flame. And then, so I'm boiling the water, and I'm getting stuff ready for the show, and all of a sudden the smoke alarm goes off. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm freaking out because I got her over there, and I'm like, what's smoking? I come out and it smells funny. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I go and I look, and there wasn't really a lot of smoke coming from the kitchen. I was like, wait a minute, it smells pretty pungent. I had pushed the handle of the spatula by the flame, and that was burnt. It was melting the handle. And I was like, oh, so I grabbed it, like, oh shit, that's hot. Oh, that's hot. And but yeah, it was. So I'm hurting right now. I'm hurting a little bit. I'm hurting. But yeah. Anyway, I was telling you. So we're gonna have something a little different. I'm excited. We're gonna introduce a guy's buddy's gonna come on, and we're going to yeah. Why is this not here? I don't even know. What's this? Burnt rubber. Yeah, Brian. Yeah. It smelled funny. Like I said, I went to grab it off. Yes, St. Rita Genius. It happens. It happens. When you're multitasking, it happens. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Anyway. Yeah, I don't even know. Anyway, we're going to... No, I didn't, Brandon. I didn't put ice on it. I was running around. I had a couple things to do. I was like, shit, I got to get this done. I got to get that done. So no, I did not put some ice on it or anything else, unfortunately. So I'll be okay though. I'll be all right. I believe so. I believe so. But we're gonna my man Sam Rush is gonna join us. If you're a fan of Nomad, you see him. He's on Nomad show, Nomad at Night, and I just wanted a new voice. Wanted to change it up a little bit, and kind of have the ability to like verbal ping pong. All right, go back and forth with someone. It's I don't know what's going on. Did I send a wrong link? No. Okay. So we're gonna bring him in. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. Get another voice. I know you're probably tired. I know you're tired of seeing my ugly mug all the damn time. Probably tired of my damn voice, because I'll tell you what, I hate the sound of my voice. When I go back and listen to the shows, okay? When I go back and listen to the shows, the sound of my voice is like nails on a chalkboard. Like nails on a freaking chalkboard. Anyway. So we're gonna have a little verbal ping pong. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna get some topics in, and I'm excited. Let's bring him in. Our guy Sam Rush, better known as Samo. Samo, where'd you go, Papa?
Hey.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
All right, hold on. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulty with my camera here. There it is.
How's your camera tweaking?
Yeah, it's tweaking this morning. Hey, how you doing, brother?
Good, man. Good. I appreciate it, man. You coming on when you got time, and man, it's gonna be fun. Just talking shit, man. That's all we're doing. We're just talking about what happened the day before, and top of the morning topics and get a different perspective. And I'm glad to have you join me, man. It's going to be fun.
For sure. Where the Bears are my wheelhouse, but did been dabble a little bit with the Black Hawks and these Bulls who are breaking my heart right now.
Man, who you telling, dude? Who you telling? They are really it's an embarrassment. It's literally there's nothing more, nothing less. They're an embarrassment, and when you see that, it's funny because both of the franchises owned by Jerry Reinsdorf are shit.
Yep.
Like I'm thinking about I have so much White Sox gear, that I'm not going to wear. I want Sox fans to not go to boycott or the home opening weekend. So it'll be like 1,000 people in the stands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no, like we're not happy. We're not happy by the bullshit decisions that you made. And it's frustrating, dog. It's frustrating, So, but anyway.
See what's happening on the other side of town right now.
Man, Samuel, don't. We got too many scrub fans in here in the chat already. And they're gonna start talking mad shit, and I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear their mouths on this TGI Mickey Ficky Friday, man, because I can't they can't take it, and them Cub fans. But yeah, so well, you know what? Let's get right to it. Hold on, one more thing I got to do, and then we're good to go. All right, guys, you know how we do. The first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Yeah, let's just check it out. The first top of the morning topic. Which way do we go? We got to do this one. We got to start because they played last night. The Blackhawks. Woo! Blackhawks. Man, oh man, oh man. They fall to the Tampa Bay Lightning. 4-2. Man, it was a rough one. All right, Mrazek stopped 26 29 shots. Lucas Reichel scored his first goal of the season. Perry had his fourth. Lamplighter of the season. Kurashev, Korchinski, and Dickinson Kurashev had his fifth helper. Korchinski and Dickinson had their fourth helpers. And Tkachuk had his second helper of the season. It's tough when we understand what's going on. We understand it's a rebuild. We understand that they're not as talented. But we also understand they're in the middle of a rebuild, and they got one of the most exciting players in the NHL. Your thoughts, Samo?
Yeah, that's what there is to be excited about. The young bull and Connor Bedard. Connor Bedard, is that the name? Yeah, Connor Bedard, man. That's what the excitement is all about. I think they're still trying to kind of, feel their way through the NHL right now, through the landscape. Last night was a heartbreaker, but that first 7-game stretch for Connor Bedard was rough. They faced some really tough opponents during that 7-game stretch though. But these last few games, like, he's really turning it around, and I think that's what there is to be excited about. I think they're gelling as a team. I think that you never know. You want to be peaking towards the middle of the season, and they're still feeling their way. So.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, Samo, because you talk about the beginning of the season and the stretch he had. There's a guy who knows a little bit about hockey who had something to say about Connor Bedard.
Connor Bedard.
I think that we put so much stock in the first few games. He had the hardest first 7 games I've ever seen. He had to go into Toronto, into Montreal, into Colorado, and he got Boston twice and Vegas twice. Those are good hockey clubs, and I thought he held his own, and you can see him getting more and more confident. With young players, one of the hard things is you always tell them you got to shoot the puck, you got to shoot more. He doesn't hesitate to shoot the puck, and he's been everything that everybody thought he was going to be, and he might even be better than.
In case you don't know, that's Wayne Gretzky, the great one. greatest hockey player to ever lace up a pair of skates. And I don't take his words lightly. All right. He doesn't throw around compliments like that. He didn't talk about that like Connor McDavid. He didn't talk about Austin Matthews. He talked about them being really good and great, but the words from Wayne Gretzky, they mean a lot. They carry a lot of weight. And when this guy says he might be better than we thought, man,
those are
big
words.
time words. Heck yes. Heck yeah. Well, keep it moving. The next top of the morning topic, the Bulls. The Bulls host the Orlando Magic in the midseason tournament at the United Center. And, we just played them the other day. We lost to them. Zach tried to come back with a big with some big heroics in the fourth quarter, tie the game with a big tree at the but unfortunately they couldn't hang on. So now they're going to the back end, means they got the red court. I wonder if they're going to have their city edition uniforms, which I personally like. Your thoughts on the game tonight in the in-season tournament against the Magic?
Hey, whatever it takes. If you guys need to wear those city editions, do what you need to do, because what we've been seeing on the court has just been inconsistent basketball, man. I'm hoping that tonight they can pull out a win, man. But I think the makeup of our team is just, I don't know what we're doing right now. We re-signed Vucevic. Now we're a three-point shooting team, which we didn't go and re-sign any new shooters. I do think we have really good players on our team, though, man. Like you said, Zach LaVine, I think he is a really good player. He can be streaky sometimes. He's a slow starter, but he's starting to pick it up. We know what we have in DeRozan, and I love Alex Caruso, man. That dude right there, he's the guy that, he'll just go and do anything and anything you ask him to do. He goes and cleans up, do all the dirty work for you. He can score when he needs to. So, and guys like that, we need a few more of, with showing that hard on the court. But tonight is a winnable game. I would say it is a winnable game, but you just never know which team's going to show up.
That's the truth. And unfortunately, now the trade rumors have gotten stronger about Zach LaVine being dealt. He actually addressed it and said, hey, you know what? He understands it's a business. Something that tells me, Samo, that he knows he's getting moved. He's never really come out with this stance, I think he sees the writing on the wall. I think he's got his money. He's got the guaranteed money. So what the hell? It doesn't matter where he goes. So I think he's more resigned to be like, all right, it's part of the business. If I go to LA, which is where he's rumored to be going, well, all right. Well, him, I think he'll be cool. He's an LA guy, or he's a West Coast guy, an LA guy. That's DeMar. But he's Seattle, Portland, that's where he's from. So it'd be family and friends will be closer. All right. What is UCLA? So he's been in the area. So it'll be good. I'll be happy for him. But this organization here is literally just, I don't even know, dude. I don't even know what the hell the problem is with this organization, because, again, here is a Reinsdorf team or a franchise, and they're both literally mirroring each other and how inept and incompetent they are.
Yeah, it just seems like the Bulls are behind the times, man. This is a three-point shooting league now, and we don't have shooters. We don't have any shooters at many positions. We have Zach LaVine, who could be streaky at times. DeMar, is our get a bucket guy, which we do need. I really like the way DeMar plays, but I think it is time for Zach to move on, man, and for the Bulls to kind of figure something else out. I think the Lonzo Ball knee issue kind of held us back ever since that happened. It just seems like it's just been downhill ever since, and now it's time to get some fresh new faces in here, man, and just kind of restructure and rebuild. I think that Billy Donovan does better when he doesn't have a great superstar on the court that he has to get the ball to. It seems like his teams play a lot better.
Yeah, it's time. It's. I think it's time for all parties. Because I didn't like the fact that they ran it back.
I don't
I didn't like the fact that they ran it back. Like you didn't get a guy that moves the needle for me. I know you got Torrey Craig, and I know you got Javon Carter, but those guys don't move the needle for me. All right, you didn't get a Damian Lillard. You get a Damian Lillard that moves the goddamn needle. Okay, that moves the damn needle, not these guys. And there's no disrespect to them. All right, but they're limited in what it is that they can do.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm not.
We missed out on the opportunities to go after a guy like Damian Lillard.
Yes,
those are the opportunities that are missed that make you really question what this franchise is doing, man, and what the leaders at the helm, where Arturovich and what those guys are thinking, man. Because I don't see it. I know we re-signed Vucevic. I didn't think that was a good move. I think he's on a decline. I understand needing a big guy. And a big guy that can stretch the floor a little bit, but I don't know if Vooch was the guy that we should have committed to for a long period of time, especially knowing that we just don't. We were in need of a lot. We didn't have a point guard. We still don't have a great point guard, man. And I think that's what this team is lacking. Ever since Lonzo Ball went down, it just seems like everything went downhill. When Lonzo Ball was playing, he was a good player on the defensive end. And he was a great player on the offensive end as far as, getting everyone involved in the offense and, creating a little bit for himself too. I think that's what this team is missing. And they never replaced that.
Well, hell, we had the best record in the East. We had the best record in the East. We were top seed in the East until he went down. And I'm not saying that to say that if the Bulls would have gone on to win the NBA championship, I don't think they would have. I'm just saying that they played a lot better. They played much better defense. He is the definition of a floor general. He had these guys working. He had everything running very smoothly, very efficiently. And you're going to miss that. We have missed it because we haven't addressed that point guard spot. We haven't, and you've seen it. We've sucked ever since he went down. That's what it was, and it's literally just because Lonzo Ball went down. So that's we got to move on because I'm gonna blow a gasket. And it's Friday. I ain't trying to get too crazy. The Bears, yay! The Bears, they travel to Motown, baby. Motown. That's what I'm talking about, baby. To face the Detroit Lions. All right, that game is Sunday. Kickoff at high noon here in the Chicagoland area, in the Central Time Zone. That game's on Fox 32. You can watch it, or you can listen to it on their on the radio station, their flagship AM 1000. And great news. Our guy Justin Fields. Oh, wrong one. That's not Justin Fields. Our guy Justin Fields will be starting. Your thoughts on Justin Fields starting this week in Detroit?
Welcome back, JF1, man. I'm happy he's back. I hope that all of the narrative around Tyson Bagent possibly being a better quarterback than he is lights a fire under him. You're an ex-football player. I'm an ex-football player. When there's a guy in the room who wants your job and that coaches are looking at and that people are talking about, it kind of lights the fire under you, man. It gives you a little extra motivation. You play the game every week and you're competitive there, but it's better to compete on a daily basis within your own team. You want to be the best guy on your team before anything else, and then you go out and you compete, and you're going to go show that. So I think Justin, he may have needed this fire living underneath him. I'm happy to have him back. I think that that last 3-game stretch, I think he was playing well, man. He was on his way. He was elevating. I think he ran into a Vikings team that was blitz heavy, that had with a poor game plan that kind of exposed him a little bit. But
say that again say that again for all the people in the back who didn't hear you.
Yeah, it was a blitz heavy defense. And we came in with a poor game plan. The first play of the game, we allow a free rusher at Justin Field. No one does that to their starting quarterback. That's just idiotic. If the narrative would be completely different if Justin had gotten rid of the ball, threw the ball, and gotten hit and broke his thumb then, or dislocated his thumb at that point, which could have happened because you're allowing a free rusher to go at your quarterback who can still hit your quarterback even when he gets rid of the ball. So I thought that was just a horrible start to the game, and we saw it get worse and worse as the game went on, and Justin trying to make something happen, and he
But I
ends up.
put that on Justin though, Samuel. That's on him. That's
Yeah,
all on Justin. That's the thing that really bothers me, is him. Like, all right, Justin, like you got to help yourself out. All right, like you understand, like you know how to count, fool. You know how to count. You got 5 offensive linemen. All right, you're in an empty set, so you got receivers out. You got 5 offensive linemen. All right, so you cannot 5 offensive linemen, 5 receivers. You got 6 guys at the line. You have to assume that all 6 are coming.
yep.
And what he did the right thing. He slid the protection to his right,
Mhm.
but he didn't roll right. He didn't move right.
He
And
didn't.
that was on him. And like, dude, he just sat there, took the hit. Like, no, you got to move. Get away from that land rusher, because that's your responsibility. And I was very pissed at him about that, because you did half of your job on that particular play and not the other half.
I saw it differently. I agree with you. He definitely has to help himself. He definitely should have been rolling to the right, but the right side of that offensive line got crashed into immediately when the ball snapped.
It did. He would have had to step up and then come in. He had to step up inside the defensive end and still go. But even at that point, you still got to do what you got to do. Because if they're bringing 6, that means there's 5 people out there. And if there's a safe, there had to be a man free.
Mhm.
All right. Somebody had to have a bubble. They weren't pressed up.
Mhm.
All right. And whoever isn't pressed up, if you're pressed, you take your man out. If you're not, you take 1 step and turn. You're a hot read.
Yep.
And that has to be worked out in practice. I mean, hell, that was week 8, 9, 10, whatever week it was. That's too late. You should be knowing hot reads when you see him. And that's where I got pissed with Justin.
Yeah, right away. And even the fact that Cole Kmet was flankered out on that same left side where the blitz was coming from. Well, why not just bring Cole in? Like, hey, Cole, you know what? Come in line, and you slow this guy down at least for me, so that I get an opportunity to get the ball off, knowing that all of my progressions were to the right. I'm supposed to get the ball off to the right quickly, and that's what the play was calling for anyhow. Yeah, it was just a bad sequence of plays, and I think that's what Justin has to evolve from. I think that, there's been this narrative about Justin learning from Tyson Bagent, and people were upset about it. I'm not saying to be upset about what was said, but, I think it was more so the way it was said. But Justin can learn something from Tyson Bagent.
You should.
Getting the ball out quickly, just the command of the offense. What I saw that I liked from Tyson Bagent a lot was he got in and out of the huddle quick enough to allow himself time to change the plays. Like, he would check into a run, check into a pass, and, really survey the defense and know exactly what was coming to him. I think Justin stays in that huddle a little bit too long sometimes for whatever the reason might be, and he just doesn't have that opportunity to check in and out the way that I saw Bagent doing it, or as often as I saw Bagent doing it in those few games that he just played. So that's a couple of things that I would like to see Justin do better. And then, with the thumb being injured, maybe that's going to help him with the fumble issue as well, because now he's going to have to keep 2 hands on the ball, because you don't want to trust that thumb with 1 hand. So maybe it'll force him to keep that second hand on the ball for a little while, and prevent him from getting those strip sacks that we've seen in the past as well. So
Yeah, well, we'll see, man. And I hope that Getsy really calls a good game. I hope he calls 30+ runs, okay, which is going to help Justin. Detroit has a good defense. You know what? Who cares? All right, it doesn't matter. We're the healthiest. This is the starting 5 on the offensive line that was supposed to have started week 1, but Tevin had his calf injury, so he was out. Nate Davis had the personal injury, which we later found out was the illness and death of his mother. So we literally haven't had our starting offensive line at all this season at all, and we've still been able to run the ball on some teams. So now we have our starting offensive line from that we wanted to start the season. We have them back. Okay, now Luke Getsy needs to rely on those hogs. All right, and my thing is this: you run right at Chad Hutchinson. You run right at these jokers. Stop playing. Let's not run. And this is why I like Deontay Foreman. All right. I don't want the wide zone and I don't want him going laterally. Okay. Give me some downhill power football, smack you in the God blessed mouth. All right. If you run at Chad Hutchinson and Kari Blasinghame's back, okay, get a wide tight end, put him in motion, kick out him, or have Kari Blasingame kick him out. This is what I'm talking about. I need them to know they're in a fight. I need them to know that the Bears are coming to run the ball down their God blessed throat, set the tone. This is what this team doesn't do. They don't set the tone. If they come out and by some miracle, Luke Getsy says, oh, we're going to be some badass mother hubbers today and we're going to run the ball, I will be shocked. Pleasantly shocked, but shocked. But that's the way you handle this Detroit team, because guess what? They're going to come ready to fight. And you know what? How do you beat a bully? You punch him in the mouth. And we got to do that.
Sad to say, but you're right. We don't know what we're going to get from Luke Getsy from week to week, man. And I agree with you. That's the way to go, man. We want to be a physical football team against these Detroit Lions. Punch them in the mouth. Play downhill football. I think that's when our offensive line is at its best. That's what we've seen. And they also pass protect off of that a little bit better. When you get guys just dropping back 60 times a game, 40, 50, 60 times a game, man, back to back to back to back, then, they get worn out that way. So a lot of those guys to come off the ball, knock some guys down, get their juices going a little bit, and then hit them with the play action, man, and all of that good stuff off of the run, man. But the run has to be there, and it should be that power run that we've been seeing for the past few weeks. I know that we're getting Khalil Herbert back. I think I saw that Darrington Evans was waived, so guessing Khalil Herbert will be back. Let's not get cute, Getsy. Let's not get cute. Let's stick to what's been working and keep it going, man.
Yeah, I agree. And that, if he does that, if he keeps the same game plan that he kept with Tyson Bagent, where you run the ball 30 plus times, this Bear will win handily. We will win handily, because I said it, numerous times. There's a difference. And you play football, you may have heard the old phrase, you have to earn the right to rush the passer. All right. So if you can't stop the run, your takeoff from a defensive lineman standpoint is completely different than if you've had that run game stopped and you're just going after the quarterback. It is completely different. It's more of a two-gap style where you have to see where that running back is and go. So when there's play action, you got to see where that. Oh, was he going? Does he have the ball? All that is time. All that is time. All right. All that is time that gives the quarterback, Justin Fields, time to get back, time to set up, and time to survey the field without pressure. This is why that run game needs to be huge. Coach T's in the house. He's like, I need to learn God bless it and Mother Hubbers. And Mickey Ficky. Hey, that's a shout out to all my Bernie Mac fans. A Mickey Ficky Friday, baby. Dude, I'm old school. I'm gonna get off my lawn, so I'm gonna throw some references, and if you don't get them, it means I can't rock with you that hard. If you get them, then you know I can rock with you. If you knew that was Bernie Mac, I got love for you, baby. I got love for you, baby. Let's check this out. Okay, Scrub fans. Rumors are the Cubs are preparing a lucrative offer for this guy right here, who just yesterday was named the unanimous AL MVP and Shohei Ohtani. Man, you go all in on this joker. Whew. It shows you are you are the real deal. I mean, they're literally talking at 500 mil. That's the starting point. Starting point. This guy is when healthy, this guy is a Cy Young award-winning pitcher. Mm-hmm. And he's obviously a back-to-back AL unanimous AL MVP. So you got a Cy Young pitcher and an MVP. This dude is going to break the bank. Your thoughts on the Cubs going after this joker?
Man, if you're going to spend the money, then you go out and get the best, right? And he is the absolute best. I think Ohtani, he will fit this city. We have a very diverse city, and the Chicago Cubs fandom will love this dude, man. I think that I think they must do it. I think they went out and they got the coach. Now you go get the player, and then to show the league that you're serious about winning, actually, because it's cool to get a guy that can hit, but we all know that pitching is what wins championships. So
yeah, and you paid, you got Craig Counsell, you're paying him $8+ million, $8 million a year. All right, you ain't trying to rebuild. You don't pay a manager $8 million if you're rebuilding. You're not. They're going at it. I've had a couple Cubs guys on here, and some you're expected to make the playoffs next year. But in 2025, you're expected to win the division and get at least to the NL championship, NLCS. At least. Mm-hmm. If you can get back to there, I think it's good. Then you can see where you have holes that need to be filled. You get this guy if you can get him and sign him and get to the NLCS in 2024 or 25. Okay, then you know exactly what you're going to need. So listen,
That's the beauty about baseball too is that that we don't see in football is that you see a lot of mid-season movement in baseball where teams see what they need and they go and get it. So like you said, you need a closer. You found out I need another closer. I need another guy coming off the bench pitching. Then I can go and get that guy. So that's the beauty of baseball. And like you said, but you have to have those cornerstones, and Otani is definitely one of those guys. So I'm all in with him. Go out, break the bank for him, man.
Yeah, check this out. The next topic is this Jason Benetti. We've seen that, and there are rumors. Jason Benetti. If you guys don't know, Jason Benetti was the White Sox play-by-play announcer. He became very. He did a lot of national things as well. Okay, he did college basketball, did college football, and his star was rising. Okay, his star was rising, and there was issues with that, and apparently the White Sox didn't want him. They wanted, like, if you're our guy, you're our guy. I was a little annoyed with that. All right, Jason Benetti, like, I'm not a big fan of his, okay, but a lot of people are. And a lot of people tune in the White Sox game just because of the banter him and Steve Stone had. And to let him go, okay, because he's not there all the time. Well, first of all, you knew what you were getting into. You knew the fact that he was doing college football. You knew he was doing college basketball. You knew this. And for you to say, at least, or have an issue and say, well, yeah, now you kind of got to, if you're our guy, you're our guy. He came in, he wasn't your 100% all with you. Why did it start at that particular point? And then rumor has it's coming out that he had issues with Brooks Boyer. Okay, and there's some situations. Benetti said, this is what he said, quote, I had somebody say to me when I asked for more respect and basically demanded more respect, just the way I was being treated, they said, respect according to normal human beings or respect according to Jason Benetti, unquote. Okay. It was alleged that it's Brooks Boyer. I don't know. I mean, it's an announcement. I get it. But if you have a guy, this is how old people are stuck in their ways and they're outdated. You have a guy, because you're thinking of Chick Hearn and Johnny Most and Vin Scully, like they're there all 162. It's not the way of the world anymore. No. That's not the way of the world. Okay, you have broadcasters, play-by-play guys who are versatile and can do multiple sports. Like he did Fox, baseball on Sunday. He did college football on Saturday. And they don't realize, and they didn't realize how cool is that, how much clout that gives your organization when they say, hey, this is the White Sox playoff guy doing this college football game. This is the White Sox play-by-play guy who's doing this NFL game. This is the White Sox play-by-play guy who's doing this college basketball game. They didn't get it. They didn't get it because now the White Sox are being talked about in all other sports. And people say, well, let me check him out when he does a White Sox game. And they didn't get that. I only want you to do White Sox games and that's it. That's like old man worse. Like you can't watch. I'm not putting home games on TV because you're not going to come to the stadium and watch. No, that's the exact opposite. If you see it on TV, you're like, shit, I want to be there. I want to feel that excitement. Older people are stuck in their ways.
Yep.
And he's got to listen to his sons. He's got to listen to his younger, the more contemporary people that he trusts in this. And he didn't. And I don't know. Jason, like I said, I wasn't a big fan of Jason Benetti. Okay, but I know a lot of people were. And to let him go was a horrible thing for this franchise.
And that's all that matters is that a lot of people were, and
yep.
This is a guy, like you said, who's making your organization look good, man, actually, by, being on these other broadcasts and, him being associated with your organization who frankly hasn't done anything, and you're just showing that you're some old farts who don't know, who can't roll with the times, man, because no one does just one thing anymore. Allow that man to go out and diversify himself and to be build his own brand while also building that Sox brand. Uh,
Bingo.
yeah, it just sucks that they don't see it that way. They want to take the old fart mentality and take that stance where it's us or nothing. Then hey, if you're not gonna pay me like it's us or nothing, then you can't tell me it's us or nothing. And I'm guessing they didn't offer him a lot more money to say, hey, we'll pay you this to stick with just us and only us. We haven't heard that story. All we've heard is that it's us or nothing. So if you want that, then you have to pay for that. And this guy, he's going to be fine with or without White Sox, believe.
Oh yeah, he'll be fine. He's gonna make good money. He's gonna be doing multiple sports, and it just stinks that you're this shows the archaic way of thinking from this franchise, and it's held them back. And both his franchises, the archaic way of thinking. It's the world. It's different. 2023 is different than 2015, 2010, 2005, 1989. I mean, it's so different. Like, Pete, these guys are talented, and why would you stop them from, again, blowing up? And guess what? They're taking you with them. That's what I don't get. Like, I just don't get. They're taking you with them. You're getting the Chicago White Sox are going to be heard on NFL champion broadcast, on NBA broadcast, on college football broadcast. They're going to hear, oh, this is the White Sox play-by-play guy. It doesn't make any kind of sense.
It sucks for the Sox fans, man, who don't have a team to cheer for. Now you just lost your one of the reasons that you did tune into the team on a nightly basis or daily basis. So it just sucks for those guys.
Yeah, it does. Well, listen, we got one more top of the morning topic that we're going to get to, and this is a crazy one. Carissa Thompson.
Oh, yeah.
Carissa Thompson was just on a podcast, and she was talking about, guess what? I would make stuff up. Listen to what she had to say.
I've said this before, so I haven't been fired for saying it, but I'll say it again. I would make up the report sometimes because the coach wouldn't come out at halftime, or it was too late, and I was like, I didn't want to screw up the report, so I was like, I'm just going to make this up because first of all, no coach is going to get mad if I say, hey, we need to stop hurting ourselves. We need to be better on third down. We need to stop turning the ball
Pressure
over.
the quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. and do a better job of getting off the field. Like, they're not going to correct me on that.
Right.
So I'm like, it's fine. I'll just make up the report.
That, and a lot of people have come out against it, and they should have. Okay? Because it does so many different things. One, it shows you don't need sideline reporters. Okay? Two, women in this industry, it shows you don't need them. Okay? They've worked hard to get a foot in this male-dominated field, and then to have someone like that say, well, I just make this shit up just because, I couldn't, it was late or whatever. It's a malpractice. And there are a lot of people who came out against her, disgusting, because it diminishes all the work that the women have had, the fight that they had to get to this point, to get on these. I mean, what do we? I mean, we don't need them, but they made a place for them, and for her to say, "Well, I'll just make it up," whatever, it really set women back. And you know what? I'm mad. I'm not mad. I'm glad for all the vitriol she's gotten from other female reporters because she deserves it. Because really, that's bullshit.
Yeah, she did a disservice to every female reporter out there, man. Not just the females either, man. I think even the male reporters who are on the sideline, now it becomes questionable everything that they say. Now we can, as before, we always took their word. Like, yeah, you're there, you're on the sideline. You must have spoken with the coach because that sounds like something he might have said. I think that's something she should have went to the grave with, actually, man. I don't think that's something that you put out unless you're confident in, in your position and where you are right now. But it definitely makes her look discreditable to me. Like, I don't.
And you know what, Samo? I'm not even saying she's wrong.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not even saying that other women don't do that.
Mhm.
They might, but you
Mhm.
don't say it.
Don't say
You
it.
don't tell you don't tell the tricks of the trade.
No.
Okay. I did think, and I think that's her privilege that she has, because I haven't heard of her getting fired yet. I haven't heard of her getting reprimanded. Now, if she loses her job, well, guess what? You deserve it. But that's awful bold to say that. And she's like, oh, I've said it before, so who cares?
Mhm.
Like, you don't tell a trick of a trade, like the arrogance of her. Say, yeah, it doesn't matter. You don't realize that you're representing women, all women, black, white, Hispanic, all women.
Mhm.
Well, we don't really need them. So basically, you're saying you're just eye candy. You just want to see her. It's basically what you're putting these women into, because we don't give a damn. You're just making shit up. She did a huge disservice, and the more women that jump on her, the better. The more women that attack her on Twitter, the better. All right, shouldn't have discussed trade secrets, because sometimes you don't need to know how the sausage is made. You just don't. It just happy with it, like, oh, okay, like you said, the trust factor that we have in these sideline reporters. Now we're like, do they all make it up?
Yep.
The only ones we know that don't make it up are the ones that interview the coaches. You know what I mean? On camera. So
yep.
It's been crazy, man. That was big time. She screwed up big time.
Yeah, she did. She's gonna continue to face backlash for this, man. I don't think this is just gonna die down easily, because the football season is still happening right now, and she's heavily involved. I think she's with Fox. I think she's with Fox Sports.
Fox, right? Prime as well, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Brian has a good point. Wait till her contract comes up, then we'll see what happens.
It's not a good look, man. That was just not a good look. It wasn't a smart move. But like you said, the eye candy thing, maybe that gets her past. It's her past some of these execs.
Yeah. So, hey, listen, Samo, great stuff today, Papa. I appreciate it, and you'll be joining us most days on Monday, Wednesday, Friday when you can. It's good to have someone to talk to, a little back and forth, a little verbal ping pong. Mm-hmm. So I think it was a great first day for you, man. I had a good time chopping it up with you, and I look forward to doing the same on Monday.
Yeah, so did I, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the offer of loving the digs over here at Sports Zone Chicago. And until next time, brother.
Cool. Well, you have a good weekend, and bear the freak down, baby. Bear down.
Bear down, baby.
All right. Hold on. Stay right there. Guys, we got to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to welcome my guy, Herb Howard from the Bigs, talk a little Bears football. So don't go anywhere, folks. I'm fired up about this weekend, man. I am fired up. I was talking to my guy, Ray Garcia, my guy at CrossFit Warehouse this morning. Like, man, where are you going to watch the game? They're on the road. So we're going to figure out if I'm going to go to local cantina, if I'm going to drive all the way up to Output. Man, the decisions we got to make. It's going to be one hell of a game, because Justin Fields, if Luke Getsy calls it right, Justin Fields can have a career day. And I can't wait for that to happen. So keep it locked right here, folks. My man Herb Howard from the Bigs is going to join us on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Brian Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face. Ugly.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
He's looked like a guy that understands the scheme and is in command of what they're doing.
Fake to Foreman, pass is caught. DJ Moore, who played with Carolina last year, was part of that big trade, picks up 16. Now Miles Sanders is the running back, the ex-Eagle. Adam Thielen, by far their leading receiver, came over, of course, after 9 seasons with the Minnesota. Foreman is the running back. Deontay Foreman looking good over the past couple of weeks. He'll take that ball out to the 10-yard line. He's in his 5th year. To the outside. That's caught. Can he get the first down? Yes, he can. Darnell Mooney.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Prime. Our Bears. Bears with a big win this past Thursday. I'm looking forward. And we just got off with Samo. That was fun. It was good talking to Samo. I've talked with him plenty of times over on Nomad Show, and the decision to bring him over and have him come on the top of the morning segment was great. I like it. I like how it went. I like the vibe and just a different view or different voice to be heard. I thought that was pretty cool. My man has checked in the house, Bearlissimo. What's up, Papa? Top of the morning to you. You say that in England? I know that's an Irish thing. Anyway, good morning. Mr. Shorty's in the Mickey Ficky house. What's up, Shorty? I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, you got I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Be nice from the left coast, Brandon Livingston. You know. Yeah. The irony of her talking, sports are a male-dominated area, okay? And for her to show the shortcomings, like I said, tell the secrets of the trade, the tricks of the trade, she didn't have to do that. She really didn't, okay? And for her sake, I hope, we're going to see. Was that Mr. Shorty? Is that what you said? Who said that? We're going to see when her contract comes up. Yeah, we're going to see. We're going to see in how bad it affected her, or it will affect her. I don't know, but it was just a bad thing for her to do. And you know what? Sometimes you just run your mouth a little too much, and you don't. And she did. That's all. Basically, that's all it was. A little too much. So, hey, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out when. I wonder when her contract is up. Brian said it. Wait till their contract comes up. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I want to see. I definitely want to see. Yeah, it's going to be. And let's see. We got a whole bunch of people. Barrelissimo's jumping in the chat. I love it. Oh, Samo's in here saying, "Hey, it's cool. I really enjoyed it. Thanks." Oh man, of course, Samo. Of course. Of course. Good to have you, man. Really, really good, man. And Barrelissimo, dude, you're on one today, baby. You're on one, Barrelissimo. Said hearing Eberflus and Getsy, FOH, fuck out of here, talk about Justin needs. Talking about what Justin needs to show is like asking the Keystone Cops for advice on unsolved cases. Oh, I love it. I love it. There was, what did I love? Wasn't there a video game called Keystone Cops? I think so. I think there was a video game called Keystone Cops. I don't know. Anyway, we're waiting for my guy Herb to check in with us. There we go. But what do you want to see? What do you want to see on Sunday? What do you want to see? There's a couple things I want to see. I want to see you run the God blessed ball, Mr. Getsy. Mr. Getsy. I want to see you run the God blessed ball. You the ball work. But not only do I want to see you run the ball, I want to see you run the ball at people. I want to see you running at their strength. All right? This line is good. This defensive line is good. Detroit's offensive line is good. We'll talk about that in a second. But I'm from the old school. All right? You think your defensive line is good? Chad Hutchinson, you think you're good? Okay, good. Here we come. We're going to bring it to you. We're not going to allow you, we're not going to go laterally, horizontally, so you can chase this thing down. We're coming right at you. You're getting hit. You're getting hit every play. Hell, you might even get double teamed. But what you do as an offense, as a play caller, what you do is you attack their strength, especially if you can isolate him. If you can isolate him, which you can because he's a defensive end, you can isolate him. You double team his ass. You get wham blocks. You get motion blocks. Don't let him use his athleticism. Card blasting game, got to have a great game. Now, I don't recall if they outlawed chop blocking. I think it's within the tackle, so you might not be able to do it. But man, put a body like this. This should be a knockdown, drag them out street fight. Alley, just a back alley brawl. Because it sends a message. It sends a big time message. Okay? Because we played them in 2 weeks. All right? We play them in 2 weeks. All right? It's Detroit, Minnesota, Detroit, then Cleveland. Come on. You send a message to them now. They know they're in a dogfight. They know they're not, because I don't know if they're taking this for granted. I know Dan Campbell's going to do his best job as a head coach to not have them overlook us. Because remember, they beat us 41-10 the last time we played. They whooped our ass. It was wasn't one of the last games of the season last year at Ford Field. Put up 41 points on us. But that defense, today's defense, is not yesterday's defense. The 31st ranked team against the run is now the second ranked team against the run. Things are different. But Detroit has a good offensive line. All right. They built their team through their offensive and defensive lines. And that's the way to do it. So Montez Sweat, you're going to have your hands full, young man. Yannick Ngakoue, you're going to have your hands full. Okay. Those are the two tackles. Two guys are going to be dealing with the tackles mostly. But other guys who get in there. Okay. Walker. Okay. Billings. All right. You got to stay. You got to hold tight. We got to collapse the pocket. It's going to be tough because they got some good linemen. All right. And then our secondary is going to be strong. Secondary has to be strong. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown. This dude's tough. All right. We definitely got the worst of the St. Browns. And you know what they're going to do? You know they're going to feed the hell out of David Montgomery. We saw the thing on social media where how he said he was excited to play the Bears. You know, maybe the Bears are excited to play you too. Maybe the Bears are excited to play you too. Okay? It works both ways here. All right? Don't, and this is the one thing that I want, and I hope Eberflus, I was on a podcast yesterday with Coach T. And he said this, and it was very, very apropos. You know, with Coach Eberflus, Coach Eberflus and Coach Campbell are two different things. Coach Campbell is a football guy, and I'm not saying Coach Eberflus is not, because Coach Eberflus is. However, their styles are different. Dan Campbell's style is old school, in your face, to the point. Okay, no ambiguity. While Eberflus, and Coach T said it yesterday best, is kind of like a hipster. Kind of like a hipster. And I'm like, that's about right. So the message has to come across. They've got to get it to the point where they're fired up, where they're ready to run through a brick wall for this guy. And I hope Eberflus can motivate these guys to play that way. All right. And the players shouldn't need motivation. You got your asses handed to you last time. Now, I get it. There's a lot of people on this team who weren't on the team the last time they played. So they're not going to have that same vitriol, hatred, anger toward the Lions. It's more business. We can't have it business. No. We can't have it business. This has to be personal. You need to let the Detroit Lions know, I know you're atop the NFC North, but guess what? We're coming here to whoop your ass. We're coming here to physically dominate you. And I don't think that the Bears have that in them. They don't have it in the run scheme. Like, I hope he goes 21 personnel, 22 personnel. That'll let you know. That'll let you know we're serious. That'll let you know we're serious. If we go a good amount of 21, 22 personnel, because you can still, DJ Moore, the wide receiver, you can still have Cole Kmet or the backside end, tight end, flexed out, going to routes, whatever. There's ways. There's ways. And I don't think Luke Getsy has that in him. I have, and if he does, this is the week to bring it out. This is the week to bring it out. Because this sets the tone. This will set the tone for Minnesota next week. Because if the Bears come in or go in to Ford Field and knock off Detroit, not only is the NFC North talking, the NFC, the NFL is talking. The NFL is talking. The entire league is talking. Your 8-point underdogs, depending on where it's 7, 8-point dogs. That type of disrespect has to wear on you soon, at some particular point. It's got to wear on you. Someone has to put their foot in the ground and say, this is enough. Like, we don't any dogs. Like, there's no one on our defense that I could expect to make a bone-jarring hit, a game-changing hit. I can't think of one. Maybe Brisker. Maybe. But if he does, is he going to get hurt? We haven't beaten. Everything's against us. We haven't beaten a team that's 500 or better under Eberflus's reign. We haven't won 2 games in a row under Eberflus. Why not now? Why not is the question. Detroit hasn't won a playoff game since 91. Barry Sanders was their running back then. They're playing in the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. See, Detroit is a little full of themselves right now. Detroit is very full of themselves right now. And here's the thing. You haven't won a playoff game since 91. Most of you guys in this team weren't even born. Most were not even born the last time they won a playoff game. So their excitement is a little premature. Be happy for what you've done. Be happy for where you're at. But I feel too much arrogance. There needs to be humbleness, and they are primed for an upset. Can Eberflus motivate these guys to pull out all the stops and give it their best and upset this team in Detroit? We're going to find out. We're going to find out. This is a perfect time for them. Perfect time for them to get upset. Can they do it? I don't know. With Justin Fields back? I don't know. But we're going to ask my guy. He's a Bears beat writer for the Bigs. You can follow him on Twitter at Herb Howard 411. He always gives you the 411. What's the 411, yo? What's the 411? That's a badass album. I got to see her in concert too before she dies or I die. Let's bring him in, our man, Herb Howard. Herb, what's up, Papa? How you doing?
My brother, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
Lou, first of all, get here on time next time. Tell Good Morning Football on ESPN that you deal with the SuperBack. Tell them, all right?
You know, I'm always super excited to jump on with you, and then as soon as it happens, everything goes wrong, and so I'm like, oh shit! But I apologize, man. I'm ready to go. I'm here as long as you want, man. I know you got a packed show, but it's always
good,
fun,
bro.
man.
I hear you. Just tell Good Morning Football that they gotta wait. All right, don't double book.
Hey, you got priority over anything. You know that.
Your thoughts, man? Justin Fields is back. Our offensive line, the way they wanted it from day one, is intact. Your thoughts? How do you think Justin Fields will perform on Sunday? He's heard all the talk. All right, he's heard Bases is better. Bases is QB1. Trade Justin. He's heard all that shit. Now it's time for him to show and prove. Your thought? How does Justin come out this week?
I think he performs really well. I think he's ready for it. I think the time away probably served him well. Certainly that's not what anybody wanted, not what he wanted. But I think just having that time to step away and getting that little bit of perspective to watch the game from the sidelines a little bit, to hear Luke Getsy kind of call the game in his ear without him just trying to hear it so he can regurgitate it and then execute it, but actually hearing it to kind of understand how it fits into the larger flow of the game. I think all of those things will kind of help him kind of settle him down a little bit. I think he's ready. I think he's excited. I think he's a competitive person. I think that we don't necessarily talk about that enough because they just haven't won enough.
Mm-hmm.
But as an individual, he's very, very competitive. He's more aware than he lets on in terms of the public narrative and the outside noise. And I think that he's highly motivated to take these last 7 games and say, listen, man, this is my spot, right? I can take this team to a Super Bowl, and I think that he's got to show up and perform. And I think that it is important that they've gotten healthier around him. The running back room is back full and complete. Like you said, the offensive line has finally come together. They got Lucas Patrick at center. I think originally they wanted Cody there to start the season. That didn't really work out. But the offensive line is as healthy as it's been all season, and so I think he's got an opportunity in front of him to go out there and play his best brand of ball. He's going inside on a fast track. Detroit's obviously got a good team. They can score some points. But I think he goes up there and plays well. I've been very, very realistic in my predictions about the Bears this year. I haven't been like, oh, the Bears are going to win, the Bears are going to win. I think the Bears go up to Detroit and get a win on Sunday. I really believe that.
I just said right before you came on, dude, I said they are primed for an upset. Like, yeah. I'm happy for Detroit in the fact that they're celebrating their success, and they had it.
Sure.
I think that they are. I feel that they're overconfident. I feel that they're personally, like you ain't won a playoff game since I don't think maybe 2 or 3 people on that team were alive back in '91 with Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of you know what I mean. The fact that you're 7-2 or whatever it is you are, good. Be humble about it. Get back to work. I think there's a little too much talk, a little too much arrogance in Detroit. And I think they're primed for an upset. They whooped our ass 41-10 last year, the last game of the year, second last game of the season, last time we were at Ford Field.
Yeah.
Man, they whooped us.
New Year's Day.
And I feel that they're in that mode. They're like, oh, it's the Bears. I think they're primed for an upset. And I have the Bears winning as well. But that's only if Getsy relies on that running game. And my thought was, look, don't let Hutchinson chase people down. Run the ball right at him. Run the ball right at that joker. He's not. I mean, he's a great defensive end. I don't give a damn how good you are. You don't want to take as a defensive end. You want the guy in front of you. You don't want a guy with a head start. You don't want to bang heads with a fullback. You don't want to bang heads with a tight end. Somebody in motion, and you're coming off out of a stance. Come at him if Luke Getsy, which I'm really convinced that he doesn't have that type of play call in his. But if you can do that and literally take it to them, like I'm tired of us being the hunted. Let's be the hunters. Let's go after somebody. Let's go big game hunting this weekend. Let's say you're the baddest mug on that team. All right, let's see what you got. Like we do whenever we play ball. We play basketball. We play football.
That's what it
who's
is.
The best dude on there? Who's the best? You? All right, I got next. You know what I mean? That's the attitude that I want. And I don't know if Luke Getsy can get these. One, if he has it in him, but two, if he can not only if he has it in him, but if he can get those guys to feel that same way. Let's go big game hunting.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing is you talk about Justin, you talk about this, Flukes talked about consistency, right? They wanted to see consistency over the last 7 weeks. The ironic thing about that is I would like to see the same from Coach Getsy. I think Luke has to be just more consistent. I've seen him in moments be brilliant with his game planning and make the right calls and dial up the right play at the perfect time. I've seen him do that, just like I've seen Justin fit the ball in tight windows and make throws on time with anticipation and accuracy. It's about consistency. And I think when you talk about Coach Getsy, he's got to be consistent enough to stick with the best game plan, even when something kind of throws him off, right? Everybody has a game plan to get punched in the mouth. In my estimation, he doesn't respond well to being punched in the mouth because he tends to scrap whatever his plan was. And I know it's about adjustments and you want to be able to make second half adjustments. They haven't been all that good at doing that either. but you don't want to allow somebody to completely knock you off course in terms of what you wanted to do and how you wanted to play this game. And if you want to get off the bus running the football, then you get off the bus running the football. And if your first drive ends up 3 and out, that doesn't mean come back and throw 3 straight passes on the next drive. You know what I mean? And so you got to have some stick-to-itiveness. You got to have some belief in the game plan that you put in. Trust what you're seeing on film. Trust your guys up front. I mean, you still got guys moving around all the time. I know this is close to the group that you really, really wanted, right? They're healthy now, and so but it's still going to take some time because they still haven't played much in these positions all together like that. So it may take a series or two for them to get comfortable in terms of how they pass off stunts, how they deal with different type of pressures and dogs and that type of stuff. And so it might take a minute, right? And then that crowd might get in. It might get loud in there early in that game. And how do you respond? How does Justin respond? How does Luke Getsy respond? How does that defense respond when maybe that first Bears drive doesn't go their way, and now Detroit gets the ball at 35, 40-yard line? Can you stand up and keep them out of the end zone so that stadium doesn't absolutely explode and now you're down 7-0 before the 12-minute mark? Those are the things that are going to matter in this game. I think they got a chance to go out there and win a game. I think they're going to play well, but I think they're going to be tested early in terms of their mental and emotional fortitude. And if they can deal with that, that first surge, they can get to that 8-minute mark and not be down 7 or 10 or 14. I think they'll have a real chance.
That's a really good perspective. I think the fans are excited. The Dave Montgomery revenge game, he's on social media saying, I can't wait. I'm excited to play these guys. He's holding up the little C. Okay, we got you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Talk to me about this defense. We're second in the NFL again in the run defense. But Detroit has a really good offensive line. They built that team through the trenches, which is the correct way to build the team. And then you got a guy in Dave Montgomery that we saw here for 4 years who runs hard. He's picked up a lot of speed. Every year we saw him get faster and faster and faster. Yeah. He's
learned
powerful.
How to run.
Yeah. And, talk to me about how you think this defense are going to hold up against that run game, because they are going to feed him. They are going to feed that Joker big time because it's a revenge. He wants to do well against us. But this last year's defense ain't this year's defense. That's for damn sure for our Bears.
No, Demo's a really good back. We all know that. We know he runs hard. We know he rarely goes down on first contact. He's got great vision, good feet. You just talked about, the ever evolving speed. It is what it is, but so's the Bears defense. Their run defense is really, really good. You don't get, 10 weeks into the season, at the top or near the top of the league and run defense on accident, right? They can stop the run. It's just what it is. You talk about Billings up front and what he does to set the tone for that defense. All of that running up the middle shit, dead. He's not for it. He's not having none of that.
You better get outside.
Yeah. You should try to get on the edges, and then that's when you get to see the speed and athleticism of this linebacking core, right? That's why you see TJ Edwards with 1,000 tackles or whatever it is already, and so
112.
Yeah, so you see that Jack Sanborn has the same ability to read and react. Not so much straight line speed, but that doesn't matter. People talk about 40 times and all that. If your linebacker ran 40 yards, it's already been a terrible play. So don't worry about that. His ability to read and react allows him to play faster than maybe his 40 time is if he's going to be out there again with Tremaine still dealing with his knee. But either way, that run defense is solid. Kyler Gordon, he likes to stick his nose in there. We know Jaquan Brisker likes to come down and stick his nose in there. You got physical corners that like to tackle as well. So I'm not super concerned about Demo getting off in the running game, and I don't think he'll get 100 yards on the ground. You do want to keep an eye on him out of the backfield. He's sneaky good out of the backfield sometimes, and you can get him isolated on Jack Sanborn or isolated on TJ Edwards out in space. And like I said earlier, he rarely goes down on that first guy. And so you want to be able to rally to the football so that you don't let him take, a screen or a swing pass and make a big play, kind of like we've seen Austin Eckler, do out there in LA. And so, yeah, that's more of a concern to me than them just lining up and blowing the Bears off the ball in the run game. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, and one thing that I'm hoping, like, and this is the thing that bugs me, and maybe it's just me getting off, get off my lawn episode again, but like, there's nobody in there on that defense that I'm confident in. Maybe Brisket, but then you want to worry about the separated shoulder or lacerated, the shoulder just explodes. Someone literally just come in and knock the shit out of him. Just knock the first play. He's coming in the hole, or he's coming. He thinks he's clear, and you literally upend him because he doesn't see you, and you knock his ass back. You get up, you look over him, you talk shit, say, "I'm here all day." There's nobody on that defense that I feel can do that. And I think that's a problem for me. That's a problem. Not a thing. That's a problem for me because I don't know who the leader is. Who do you think the leader is on this defense? Like you look at all good defenses, they got a leader. They got like that joker, like, oh, we got to stay away from him, who ends up with 15 tackles, who ends up, you know what I mean? I don't know who we have. TJ Edwards is a tackling machine. I don't know if he's ready to step in that leadership role. I don't know if he's in your face telling you we here all day.
Yeah.
Who do you think that the leader is on this defensive team?
Yeah, I feel you in terms of being able to set that identity and having that guy that sets the tone for everybody out there on the field, both your defense, but also lets the opposing offense know what time it is. That being said, I think it's been more of an injury issue for the Bears. Like the guys who would be that haven't been on the field consistently enough to kind of do that. And so ideally you thought that, Tremaine Edmonds would come over here and have a big year and he could be that guy in the middle of the defense. Not that he's this huge talker or anything, but he's just a huge presence and he can kind of set the tone that way. Bojack has that type of infectious energy that all of these dudes feed off of. They absolutely love that dude. And wherever he goes, they're going to go. And he hasn't been on the field consistently either. Same thing with Jaquan. He has that type of energy. Jaquan wants to let you know every time anything happens, right? He's excited. He's popping up. He's talking. He's doing his arrow thing. He's pumping up the crowd. He's that kind of guy, but he's also missed the time with the concussions and things like that. And so, those guys just haven't really been on the field for them. So I feel you that part is missing, but I also don't believe it impacts David Montgomery that much. I don't think he cares. Like, I think they could light his ass up on the first play and he's going to get up and go back to the huddle and take the ball on the next play. Like he's not a guy I think you can intimidate that way. He's pretty even keel, throughout the game. And he's going to keep coming back. So I don't know that, you think back to like, those old Ravens, Tennessee Titan games. And, Ray Lewis talking about needing to set the tone on Eddie George and coming out and cracking them. And like, I don't know that Demo is a guy that's going to fold under that. Not to say that Eddie George did or was, but that's just that was the mentality of those games going into him. And I don't think that's going to really impact Demo anyway.
I don't think he's going to fold, bro. I just think you let him know. And I think Demo's good, but I don't think he's been hit like that. And I don't think, and you know what? And especially in a revenge game, because when it's a revenge game, you're the aggressor. All right. When I'm trying to get revenge, I'm the aggressor. All right. Demo wants to be the aggressor. And when you set him in his tracks, I would be disappointed if he cowered and said, "Oh, damn." I would be disappointed. I want two gladiators. I like, you know what I'm saying? Like I want him to, oh shit, okay. I bet next time. And then next play, he runs over Jack Sanborn or gets a good shot on Edward. But then 2-3 plays later, he I needed to go back and forth. I need him to know that he fight. I need him to know that, oh snap, damn, these mugs are this defense ain't last year's defense.
Yeah, and I think he'll know that. I think, but the only way for him to know that is to show up every play, right? Yeah. It ain't to hit him and tell him I'm gonna be here all day. Be your ass here all day. You know what I mean? I think that works on some people, and I think some people not so much. I just think for Demo, it's like, okay, hit him this play, but you better damn well be ready to hit him next play too, because he's gonna keep coming back. And so if they want to contain him, it's gonna take 11 people, 4 quarters of focus and intensity and physicality. And I think the Bears defense has that. I'm not really concerned about that. I think Montez Sweat is really good against the run. And so when you try to get up the middle and Billings and those backers are stuffing that, I don't know that you're going to get on the edge and have your way either. I think that, you'll see Jaquan or Kyler, get involved, or that third backer come in there and get involved for the opposite defensive end. But I think Montez Sweat sets the edge really, really well on his side, and I just don't think that the Lions are going to have a whole lot of success running the ball against this Bears defense. The Bears need to make sure that they are impacting Jared Goff, getting the ball out of his hands quickly, and knocking guys off of their routes. You want to be physical with some dudes? Be physical with them dudes on the outside. Be physical with that tight end, and then you can have some chances to disrupt some things, get your hands on the football, and make some game-changing plays.
But that's my very next question. Obviously, great minds think alike,
Mm-hmm.
and we're joined by my guy Herb Howard, who covers the Bears for the Bigs, talking Bears football here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. What about this pass rush? All right, we just talked about Detroit having 2 good tackles. All right, they have a really good offensive line. What are they going to have to do? Do you think they can get home with 4? If not, do you think that Eberflus going to have to blitz and bring that 5th or maybe even a 6th guy? Because Jared Goff, he was cast off in LA. Yeah. Like, sorry, Papa, you're gone. We want this older dude over here who can lead us to a Super Bowl, and did, and he won it. But you know what? Ever since then, Jared Goff has been playing very well, and that's the thing that scares me, is that he's playing very well. And if he's protected, if he gets 5, 6, 7 seconds in that pocket, I don't give a damn who you are. It's tough to cover back there. What do we have to do to get to Jared Goff with that good offensive line that Detroit has?
I mean, ideally, the Bears want to get home with 4, right? That's what they want to do. They haven't really been able to do that with any great deal of success or consistency throughout the year. And so, to Flus's credit, since he's taken over calling the defense, he's dialed up some timely blitzes, and he's brought them, and they've gotten some pressure, and they've led to some impact plays for the defense. And I think he'll continue to have to do that. It's just it is what it is, right? I think that Montez Sweat certainly has helped. He's opened up things for other guys, especially in the middle. Talking to Justin Jones after last week's game, he had a sack, and he talked about Montez Sweat's impact in terms of those tackles and guards can't necessarily turn in on him and can't turn in on those guys in the middle as much as they were able to do before. And so he certainly had an impact in terms of that for Montez Sweat. But I still think that at times you're going to have to send Kyler, TJ, Jack, Jaquan. It's just about when you do it and how you time those things up. And if you call it at the right time, you can absolutely make an impact and disrupt the quarterback and maybe even force some turnovers. And so I think you can't be stubborn, right? You got to do what it takes. And if you can't get there with 4, then you might have to bring 5. And sometimes you might got to bring 6 and sell out. The good thing is I love the secondary, man. I'm a fan of this secondary all the way around, especially with them being healthy. I think the onus should have always been on the secondary to hold up on the back end in man coverage or in single high safety looks, as opposed to trying to make the front 4 hold up on their own and say, y'all get it done with just y'all 4 because we need to drop 7. We don't need to drop 7. You can hold up in coverage. Those guys are good back there. You need help up there. So send the extra help when you need it and put the onus on those guys to kind of hold up and make those plays. I think they're capable of doing that. So I think that Jared Goff in the offense, again, it's not a mirage. It's real. They can ball. They can put points on the board. They can move the ball up and down the field. Red zone defense is going to be key. How can you turn touchdowns into field goals? And can you take the ball away? And so that's really going to be what it's about. Jared Goff knows what he wants to do with the football. He knows where to go and where the answers are. He gets it out of his hands quickly. He's not a freak athlete or nothing like that. He's not looking to do anything with his legs in that type of way. So you know what it is. You know what they want to do. Can you stop him? Like I think it's a simple game this Sunday. It's not a whole lot of tricks and this, that, and the third. This is what we want to do. This is what y'all want to do. Who gonna get it done?
Dude, I think that's perfectly put. And I'm looking for a backyard brawl, dude. That's what I'm looking for, and that's why I'm hoping that we have the horse. I hope we have the heart. I hope we have the team has the heart to say, hey, this is a good team. They're riding high. They're confident, maybe even a little arrogant, but you know what? We got some balls too. We got we got some pride too. And I'm hoping, I hope Getsy calls a good game plan to continue to literally set the tone. Because if he sets the tone and he runs that ball 30 times, I'm telling you, we go away, we win comfortably. It could be a blowout, but we win comfortably with Justin, and opening up the secondary. And I was talking with, in the first part of the show, like, man, there's a different takeoff. If you're getting punched in the mouth and they're running the ball on you, there's the saying, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You don't take off like you're going there. You got to two gap. You got to see or penetrate and stop and look, see where that ball is. And you ain't going after that quarterback. And that just gives Justin more time to find DJ Moore, to find, Cole Kmet, to find Darnell Mooney. Last question before we let you go, Papa. I always love having you on, man. And I appreciate all the time that you give me. Man. How involved do you think DJ Moore is? They know he's our number one dude. He knows he's the number one dude. Justin knows he's the number one dude. But that don't stop other 1-2 combos from stop Justin Jefferson. Don't stop Stephon Diggs. Well, okay, maybe not Stephon Diggs. Let me take that one back. Brandon Ayuk and other guys. It doesn't stop other quarterbacks from hitting their guys. How big of a game do you think DJ Moore has? Because if he has a good game, man, it opens up. It could get ugly quick.
Yeah, I don't think he goes for 238 or whatever it was he hung on Washington. But I think that it's about when he makes his plays, and I think that's going to be largely incumbent upon the Bears' ability to do what you said, which is set the tone in the run game, right? And so now you get that safety walking down in the box. Now that play action sucks those linebackers up just a little bit longer, and you're able to, get the ball, right over their head in that void between the safeties and those types of things. And you get DJ in space catching the ball on the run, and he's a tough tackle. And that's how you can turn those 13s into 40s. And it's going to be about, when his catches come. I don't know that he'll have 10 or 12, but maybe he has 6 or 7. But what do those 7 look like? You know what I mean? What's the average on those 7? Are they big plays? Are they impact plays? Are they explosives? And if they are, then I think that's going to be exactly what the Bears need. So I could see certainly him having a big game, even if he doesn't have a whole lot of catches or targets. But I would say I could see him having 6-7 catches for $112 and a touchdown, some explosives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those types of things would be good as long as they're able to run the ball. And so I think that the Bears you got to find a way to give them the ball. It is what it is, like you said, man. Everybody has the main target. So every time you play the Chiefs, you circle 87 all weekend. He's still gonna get 15 targets. Like, it is what it is. Like, you can circle his number all week you want to. George Kittle the same way, right? Mark Andrews unfortunately went down, but same way, right? Those are the types of guys they are. You're gonna throw Jamar Chase the ball. You're gonna throw Justin Jefferson the ball. Like, everybody knows that. Like, whatever, you know what I mean? You find ways to give him the ball. He's versatile. He can move around the offense. You can motion him. You can put him in the slot. You can stack him to get him free releases. You got to find ways to get your best player the ball, even though the defense knows that's what you want to do. It makes it a little bit easier when you are multiple enough on offense in terms of your ability to run the ball, but also hit some other guys, get Cole going, get Moon going. All of those things kind of complement each other in terms of opening up the field and allowing your best player to get going, because he's got to make at least a few splash plays in this game where there's a 40-yard play there, or there's a nice catch for a touchdown in the corner of the end zone there. Those types of plays is what the Bears are going to need. You're a little bit more confident than me, Papa, in terms of the Bears' ability to run away with this game. I don't necessarily see that. I do think that the Bears will go down there and win, and I think it'll be a tough one. I think they'll be tested very, very early, and I think if they respond well, like I said, to that first punch in the face, and I think they'll stay in this game, and I think the Bears can walk away. I'm going something close, like 24-23 close, 23-20 close.
That's really close.
Yeah. I'm thinking something like that. In terms of what this game may look like, but if they can go out there and they can come back home with a 24-23 win, man, that'll be a sweet short little flight back down to Chicago.
Yeah, it will. Herb, great stuff as always, Papa. I appreciate your time. Do me a favor, let everyone know where they can find you and your work online.
I appreciate you, my brother.
And on TV, because you've been on TV too, dog. Superstar.
I appreciate you having me, man. Definitely follow me on Twitter at HerbHoward411. You can follow my work with the Bigs. You can follow the Bigs at It's the Bigs. You can catch up if you haven't followed the series that we've been doing, the Bear With Me series. It's a series of one-on-ones I've been doing with the Chicago Bears players, everybody from Justin Fields. I think we just put his back out. We did his week 1, and with him returning this week, we put that back out. So that's on the Bigs YouTube page. It's the Bigs Media on YouTube, the Bigs Media on YouTube. You can find all of those one-on-one sit-downs, really cool conversations with the guys about, certainly about some football stuff, but about some cool stuff off the field too. There's one with Justin Fields, Jalen Johnson, Darnell Mooney, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, Kyler Gordon. So yeah, those are up on the Bigs Media YouTube page. Definitely check those out.
Cool, man. I appreciate it. We'll talk soon, man. You heading up to the Big D or the D? The Big D's in Dallas. Big D's in Dallas. The D is in Detroit. Pause.
Nah, yeah, man. It should be a good weekend, man. Definitely looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting to Minnesota for that Monday night game next week too, man. I love that stadium up there. So let's chop it up about that one if we get a chance to next week.
Bet. Great stuff, man. We'll talk soon.
Hey, my brother, appreciate you.
All right, now, guys, that's Herb Howard for the Bigs, and yeah, he said, and I told you they're primed for an upset. All right, there's a chance, and it really could set the Lions, and the Lions aren't going to be easy. All right, they're not going to be easy. They're not in first place by accident. You don't win 7 games. Oh, we happen to win. I don't know how we won. No, you know exactly how the hell you win 7 games. All right, I just feel that there's a little too much confidence, borderline arrogance. You know what? And so you know what? I'm going to ask our next guest. He's from Detroit. He's up there. Okay. He is he's been out here a couple times. Every time we play Detroit, I usually give him a call, give him a holler, like, hey man, what's going on? You able? He's like, yeah, anytime. And I love it. He's director of multimedia for Michigan Rivals. He's also formerly at 97.1 Sports Talk Radio up there. You can find him on Twitter at Dennis Fithian. Guys, let's welcome back to Shawn and Maya, Dennis Fithian. Dennis, what's up, Papa? Good morning.
Hey, man, good to see you. I agree and I disagree with you guys, man. I think that it's going to be a tight game, but like your point about the Lions, this isn't the same Lions team from the last 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years. This is a team that has really shown it out on the field. They deserve to be the heavy favorite. But where I agree, I think this is going to be a little bit closer than where Vegas has it. I think that, this seems like a field goal type game to me.
I think so as well. It's personal. David Montgomery, was formerly with us. He's over there now. He had a nice little game last week. Was ripped off a 75-yarder. He's gotten so much faster every year. He's gotten faster, and he looks the fastest that I've ever seen him. But that offensive line you guys got, dude, that's you built through the trenches. All right. Talk to me about how you're going to attack us offensively, because you have a really good offensive line, especially tackles. We got our guy Montez Sweat at the defensive end. How are you going to manage him? He's big, 96, $98 million man. We're expecting big things from him, but again, you guys got some really, really stalwart tackles.
Yeah, it's not just the tackles. I mean, that's why the Lions are in the position that they are. I mean, you can talk about the drafting and free agency and everything else, but this Lions team has been built with their offensive line. First rounders at center and Frank Ragnow. Now, he didn't practice yesterday, but he is expected to go. And, Decker and Sewell, you guys familiar with Panay, with his brother playing there. I mean, those guys were both first-round picks. So, they have invested heavily in the draft. And, that's where it starts with this team. Like, David Montgomery was pretty good with the Bears, but I think the Lions offensive line is making them that much better. When you have the kind of guys that they have up front, it doesn't look like the Lions are going to be without Jonah Jackson. Just got the practice report. The Lions guard, he was out today. They haven't made that official. They're going to wait, but it doesn't seem like it. I would put him in the doubtful category, but I think, that's the thing with the Lions here. The offense, I'm not really worried about the offense. I think the Lions can get to close to 30 points. I think that's why Jared Goff has been so effective. If you have a running game and you have a receiver like Amon-Ra St. Brown, I know you guys are familiar with him too, with his brother being there, that you're going to be able to. 2
sets of brothers playing each other. That's funny.
I think there's 3 in there if you look closer. I'm trying to have to look to see what the third one is. I just saw that heading in, but Yeah, I think the play action. That's why Goff is pretty good. He's not I don't think he's going to be an MVP, but when you can sit there, he's really good at play action because the Lions can run the ball with their two-headed monster that they have, and the Lions offense is looking, yards. They're number 2 in the NFL, number 1 in the NFC, but 6th in total points. That's what I look at. I mean, this offense, I don't think the Lions are as good as the Eagles and the 49ers, but I think their offense is an NFC championship type
Material.
offense. It's the defensive side, that they're going to have to really, take some strides. And this is a good matchup for them because they don't know. The Fields a little bit of a wild card. He's had success like almost every Bears quarterback has had against the Lions. But, after getting rolled over, but still winning against the Chargers last week, it's going to be interesting to see what the Lions can do on that side of the ball. Yeah,
you're dealing with the number 2 ranked run defense in the Chicago Bears. This year's run defense definitely isn't last year's run defense. We've added some players. We've just signed Montez Sweat. We've added 2 linebackers, although Tremaine Edmonds isn't going to play. It doesn't look like he's going to play, but we still have Jack Sanborn. We've added Andrew Billings into the middle. I think it's going to talk to me about how you're going to handle this run defense, which is in the top 2 in the NFL. Because if you can't if you can't establish that run play, it really does a number on play action. It may, on passing downs, it really, or even on third and mediums, play action really isn't as effective. And how are you going to handle this defense, with this much improved Chicago Bears run defense?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Sanborn all the way back to when he was playing.
I loved him.
I was surprised that did he go undrafted? I was surprised that he didn't get in there, and team didn't pick him up. Look, if the Lions just depended on their running game, it's huge for them. Obviously, then I would say, it's going to be a bad matchup. But the Lions have showed the ability to throw the ball. They got Jamison Williams back. He's somebody that can take the top off of defense and. Amon-Ra St. Brown's one of the top wide receivers. Yeah, he is. He really is. And what you'd like about him is not just that he is somebody that can go down the field, but he makes contested catches, man. You got a blitz. You want to bring him over the middle. I mean, he is as tough as they come over there. We love him in Detroit and what he's been able to do. So, I mean, that's the recipe. How are they going to
hey, well, our St. Brown blocks better.
He's got the cooler name, man. I mean, the Sun God and Equanimous. I mean, I love the names.
Our guy blocks better on the perimeter, damn it.
I love their dad, too. I've never met Equanimous, but, man, I've seen the feature with his dad. And Amon-Ra's going to be on, I think, the Netflix. How they had the quarterback deal on Netflix. Amon-Ra's going to be, I don't know what other wide receivers are, but yesterday he let the cat out of the bag that he was going to be involved there. So, that's how they're going to do it. I think they can go out there and they can say, okay, now if you're just able to stop it with your up front guys and be able to dedicate some players in the back, I mean, that's going to be, and with Fields coming back, I think the numbers are skewed. You got Fields back, you got Sweat back. That's why I think this is going to be a closer game than 7.5. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, guys, we're joined by Dennis Fithian up in Detroit. He's director at Michigan Rivals and former host at 97.1 FM up there in Detroit. What about our offense and your defense? I mean, you're right. Justin Fields is back. You definitely know his speed. You've seen the back of his jersey a couple times. He still beat our ass though. But he's got his offensive line. This is the offensive line we had been planning for from week 1 that hasn't been healthy. All right, Tevin Jenkins, our left guard, had a strained calf. Our right guard, Nate Davis, had a family issue, which we later found out his mother was ill, who ultimately passed. And this is the first time that we're going to have it together with Justin Fields. And we got a new wide receiver who's pretty darn good in his own right, and DJ Moore. How are you guys going to deal with – and our running game. Dante Foreman came in last couple of weeks, I should say. And he's really you saw what he did last year in Carolina, 900 yards after the trade deadline when they traded Christian McCaffrey. This guy's a baller. He's a powerful runner. How's your defense going to stop our offense, especially when you're not sure of Justin Fields and what he – how healthy he is, and is he going to run? Is he just going to pass? But we're going to rely a lot on that run game. How does your defense stack up?
Well, I think the key, certainly, the Foreman and what he's been able to do since getting in there. But you just already mentioned it. This is going to be a great litmus test for Justin Fields, if you watch last week's game, you watch Justin Herbert, and just everybody knew that he was going to Keenan Allen. He kept going to Keenan Allen, and the Lions couldn't stop him. And Ken Fields and Moore's got that kind of ability where you could just pepper him, the whole time. And if Fields is a quarterback that can go out there and say, hey, we got a number one receiver, I'm a top flight quarterback, then he should be able to make the plays with Moore, and that's going to open everything up because if the Lions are going to be able to handle them, then I think they'll be able to commit. The Lions defense overall, statistically, it's middle of the pack, even a little bit lower, 20th in total points, but they do have some players up there, and it's just what Brad Holmes has been able to do in his draft a couple of years ago. The first draft, Sewell was his first pick out of Oregon, but when they went with McNeil at defensive tackle, and I would put him as a key. He has been excellent for the Lions and, their ability at the point of attack to stop things. But the number one matchup is going to be DJ Moore and how the Lions are going to be able to contain him. And that's going to be the whole thing. If I'm a Bears fan, I'm going to say, hey, we know Fields, what he can do. He's tough. He can run. But can he go out there and take advantage of a mismatch? We don't think he's, I don't think people think he's nobody thinks he's the passer of the likes of Justin Herbert, but this is the kind of thing. If you want to be a franchise quarterback, this is the kind of matchup that you need to exploit, and to me that's the biggest one.
All right, well, let me hear your pick, and don't give me any nonsense about Detroit winning. No. give me your final prediction, boss.
Yeah, well, from the D here, I think this is a Lions team. They're at home. I think they are one of the better teams in the NFC. My entire life, I'm 53 years old, so every year, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I did the post game for 10 years and I had to deal with, a winless season every game. When people got their hopes up that the other shoe was going to drop, but this year you watch it, you don't have that feeling because this is a good team. And as much as I'm sitting here talking about the Eagles and the 49ers, who I think are better than the Lions overall, the Lions can match up with them on their offensive line. And, that's what they have going for them. And I do think because they will be able to get some things going in the passing game, and they have the two-headed monster as the running game. Long story short here, I think the Lions come close to getting the 30 points, but just under that, I have it as a 27-23 games, the Lions at home, able to win this, but not cover the 7.5.
Okay. It's going to be a dogfight. And I was talking with my guy, Herb Howard, right when you hopped in the green room. Like, I want it to be a fight. I want it to be we talked about Montgomery. Like, I don't know if we have a guy, on our defense, someone who's going to knock the dog shit out of Montgomery. And not that he's going to be intimidated, because he's not, but just to let him know, we're here. We are here. Because Montgomery's going to fight back. But I just need them to know, and I need people to know, because it sets the tone for the defense, sets the tone for the offense, because the offense sees the defense coming out hitting and making stops. I don't know if we have that guy on our defense yet, and that's the thing that bothers me, and that's the thing that worries me. I think we have phenomenal athletes. I think we have really good football players. I don't know if we have that dog, and that's the one thing that I think we're missing, that dog at linebacker. And that's the only thing, because I want Dave Montgomery to know he's been in a football game. I want him to be like, oh, damn. Because you know what? I was telling my guy, because if it's a revenge game, that means the person who wants revenge is the hunter. Because I'm trying to I want us to be the hunters. I don't want to be the hunted. I think if we need to come out with the mentality that we need to take it to Detroit, because if we don't, and you get up early, that crowd gets pretty loud in the dome. And that could be a big problem for us.
Yeah, Montgomery, Monty, he is a dog. I know the Lions get into the red zone. Certainly they get inside the 5-yard line. You can, you don't have to be Michigan and have the signals here. You know that it's going to 5. You know it's going to Montgomery. It's going to be strength on strength. And he relishes that. You've seen him. He likes the contact. So will it come down to him? I like how the Lions have a little thunder and lightning because they have Jahmyr Gibbs, who they picked number 12. And, he's just, I think, I don't know about, just getting the surface of him. We've seen enough of him now to see his explosiveness, but I like the 1-2 punch that the Lions were able to bring.
It's a nice one you got.
Yeah. And obviously what they're able to do in the air with the offensive line that they have. So that's why I think the Lions will prevail here. And I think there's better days for the Bears ahead if they make the right picks, because I know they have an awful lot of them.
Well, you know what? We're going to revisit this in a couple of weeks, mister.
Yeah, anytime, Shawn. It's always good to come out with you, man. Always.
Hey, I appreciate it, buddy. Do me a favor, let everyone know, because we might have some Detroit fans who are watching. Let us know where they could catch you online.
Yeah, well, at Dennis Fithian on X Twitter, that's the best place to go, and everything there. Threads and IG, that's all there. I do a pod 3 days a week, and in addition to writing for Rivals, and so I'm always out there, talking about Michigan right now, but not too far away from talking about the Lions. Always good to come out with you.
Hey, you soon you're gonna be talking about Michigan's their beloved coming back home to Chicago. Jimmy Harbaugh, baby. Jimmy Harbaugh to my Bears. Back.
I know this. I go to the JJ McCarthy, I don't know, about a month ago, he's talking about how much NFL he said he doesn't really watch the NFL, but he said, I'm always keeping an eye on my beloved Bears. And, so I was thinking, I don't know about a top 5 pick, but, top 15 and, with the maneuverability that the Bears have with the ammunition, stay away from Harbaugh. Yeah,
no, we want Jimmy. We want Jimmy. Yes, dude, you know what? And what's funny story is one of my good friends is JJ's been JJ's quarterback coach for years. So and he would always tell me this kid's going to be phenomenal. And then when he played here at Nazareth before he went to IMG during the COVID thing, and then I was like, oh snap! He said Harbaugh's been on him since 6th or 7th grade. So that's why I think he's leaving. Like it's all right, he's out. Well, JJ's gone. JJ's going to the NFL draft. All the controversy of like, maybe it's time to get back in the NFL. I don't know.
Yeah, well, breaking news, Shawn. The controversy has just expanded because Michigan has just fired their linebackers coach, Chris Partridge. So that's a new development over the last 10 minutes. So
wow. So he's a scapegoat? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
He's the patsy?
I don't know if there's I know they've got 3 games that they're not going to have their head coach for. Now their linebackers coach is out, and we know that the NCAA, after this is all done, is going to come looking around. So, yeah, I don't know. The patsy might be the guy that you want as your next head coach. So,
yes, bring him
and
here.
That's not a patsy, that's getting the top dog, that's getting the Don. So, that's how it's working.
Hopefully.
All right, man.
Dennis, great stuff, buddy. We'll talk in a couple weeks, man.
No problem. See you.
All right, thank you. Guys, that's Dennis Fithian. I'm up in Detroit, giving us a Lions perspective. Man, that is crazy. Woo, guys. 2 hours is come and gone. I want to thank my guest, Herb Howard from the Bigs, coming on, joining us. I want to thank my man, Sam Rush, for coming on, talking in the top of the morning segment. I really enjoyed that, having the verbal ping pong back and forth with Samo. Great stuff. He'll be back on Monday. I'm looking forward to that as well. Then I want to thank my man, Dennis Fithian, okay, from Detroit, from the D. Trust me, my Dallas people are like, we're the big D. Detroit's the D. Dallas is the big D. Okay. All right. All right. Whatever. Psychos. Anyway, you want to thank those guys for coming on. Man, it made this a phenomenal show, and time went just like that. You're like that. Hey, listen, it's going to be a beautiful weekend. A little cool, a little nippy, high 40s, maybe low 50s here in the Chicagoland area if you're here. But you know what? Enjoy it with your loved ones. It's going to be sunny. Find a place to watch the game. I'm excited. I'm trying to figure it out if I'm going to drive all the way to Output. My guy, big shout out to my guy Eddie G over at Output, or if I'm going to go to my guy Local Cantina over in Oak Lawn. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to see. But it'll be a game time decision, and I'm excited about it. I think the Bears can pull this one out. I think the Bears can. If Getsy calls the right game plan, I can see the Bears pulling it out. I can see 24-21, 24-23, something like that, something close. If they run the ball 30, 35 times, it could be bigger than that. All right? Listen, so for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, Elliot Baez, our executive producer, Clarence Counselor, our social media guy, my co-host, Adam Sencha, Maya Kai, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Don't forget, this is going to be replayed today at 6. So have a good time watching that. What's Second City Sports coming on at 12:15 Central Time, and the Smoke Fellows tomorrow at 11. Guys, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and I am out.